Tonight on Connecticut's news station, calls to terminate 4 officers in the Elm City. Police just wrapping up an investigation into the incident that left Randy Cox paralyzed.
Plus, residents at an apartment building frustrated over unresponsive management.
This is a life-death situation.
Tonight, they're demanding answers.
And farewell to free bus rides. Transit fares set to make a comeback.
Turning even warmer tomorrow, then we're timing out some showers towards the end of the week. Your full forecast coming up.
Stepping up for the Sweet 16.
Go Huskies!
Go Huskies!
Go Huskies!
The Yukon men and women both come out on top and head to the next round of March Madness.
After the fire at the Hole in the Wall gang camp, their comeback is nearly complete. I'm Jim Altman. We're in Ashford today. More ahead on the Fox 61 News.
Now at 6, this is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us here on the news at 6. I'm Ben Goldman.
And I'm Jen Bernstein. An update tonight out of New Haven, where there's calls for police officers to be fired.
The police chief saying this afternoon that the 4 officers involved in the Randy Cox case should be terminated.
Yeah, 2 additional officers involved in the incident disciplined in another way. Fox 61's Carmen Chow joins us live outside of the New Haven Police Department with more on how the Cox family is reacting. Carmen.
Well, Ben and Jen, Cox's mother says her son is doing okay, but he's currently staying at a long-term care facility. And while she's happy with the chief's recommendation, she says there's still a long way to go.
If we gave Randy a voice that day when he said he was injured, we wouldn't be here today. If we treated him with dignity, we might not be here today.
New Haven Police Chief announcing updates to the 9-month-long internal affairs investigation into how the 5 officers handled Randy Cox while in their custody. Cox was left injured and paralyzed last June after surveillance video inside the prisoner transport van showed one of the officers suddenly stepped on the brakes, causing Cox to slam into the back of the van. The officers were arrested in November, and an internal investigation followed in December and was recently completed this month. All 5 of the officers pleaded not guilty in January, and Officer Ronald Presley retired that month as well. Chief Jacobson sending this message to them.
This administration does have your back, and that mistakes do happen, but we will not treat this community disrespectfully.
The officers will be having individual hearings with the Board of Commissioners. Since then, the department has conducted a lot of trainings and made policy revisions as a result of this incident. And now the prisoner transport vans all have seat belts, and officers have been trained to use them properly. Cox's mother, Doreen Coleman, offering her reaction.
It was like something that we was waiting for. It's one of the steps, but he still got a whole lot more to go. And Randy, he kind of understands it, but he's still processing it too.
Civil rights attorney Ben Crump issuing a statement saying in part, quote, "These officers were sworn to protect their community, but they inflicted unnecessary and traumatizing harm to Randy, who will pay the price for the rest of his life." Now, we've been told the internal affairs report will be released to us in a day or 2. As for those officers, they'll be facing a board either next month or early May. I'm live in New Haven. Carmen Chow, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Carmen, thank you very much. Well, new tonight, 2 people were taken to the hospital after an SUV crashed into a school bus in New Britain. This happened on Farmington Avenue near Allen Streets. Officials tell us no kids were on the bus at the time and say 2 people in the SUV were taken to the hospital. We're also told 2 others in the car ran from the scene. Officials say it appears the driver of the car lost control. The crash does remain under investigation.
Police in Meriden say that a man is in custody after 2 people were shot last night. One of them died from his injuries. That man in court this afternoon on other charges. Fox 61's Brooke Griffin is in Meriden with the latest details from police.
Police have identified Warren Watson as the person of interest in this case, but it is important to note that he is only being held on charges not related to this shooting as police continue their investigation. Meriden police say around 6 o'clock last night they were called to West Main Street and Lewis Avenue. This is where they found 2 gunshot victims inside a parked car. The woman was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries, and the man, who has been identified as 30-year-old Sean Mojica, was taken to the hospital with serious injuries and later pronounced dead. Officers tell us there was a handgun found inside the 2 victims' car. Police say they found Watson sitting in his car in front of his home on Grove Street shortly after the shooting happened. They found that he had been shot as well and was taken to the hospital also with non-life-threatening injuries. Investigators say they found a handgun inside Watson's apartment during a search overnight. Police say he was treated and brought here to the Meriden police station, where he later was in court for unrelated charges.
At that time, he was arrested for motor vehicle charges, and we discovered and worked with the adult probation office. And we had 5 warrants for violation of probation that were served last night. Each warrant had $100,000 bonds.
And police say that the victims and the person of interest likely all knew each other. They say this was something that was likely targeted, and there is no other danger to the community at this time. In Meriden, Brooke Ruffin, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Brooke, thank you very much. An update tonight. Waterbury police have identified the man who was shot and killed in an apartment on Hill Street over the weekend. Police say 37-year-old John Rosario was shot in a vacant apartment in a multifamily home building on Sunday night. He was taken to the hospital where he was later pronounced dead. No word on any arrests or suspects at this time. Over in Hampton, police have made an arrest in a fatal motorcycle accident that happened last year on Dixwell Avenue. Lamont Scott was arrested in connection to the June 25th incident that left Jamar Crenshaw of New Haven dead. Scott is facing multiple charges, including manslaughter and driving with a suspended license. He's due in court later this month.
To Wethersfield now, where police are searching for the suspect who robbed and stole a car from an elderly woman at a shopping plaza. Police say that the suspect entered the woman's car and told her to take him home. When the woman said no, the suspect said that he had a gun and then pushed her out of the car. Police later found the woman's car, but the suspect wasn't inside. Anyone with information should call police. Moving on right now to the weather, and I think we can all agree that today was a beautiful first full day of the spring season here in Connecticut. Everybody out and about, at least in Bushnell Park. Downtown Hartford this afternoon, sun felt good.
Oh my gosh, it felt amazing out there. The big question I have is, did we hit 60 degrees? Rachel?
Yes, I mean, it felt like it. We did it. After another chilly start to the day, and we're going to do it again tomorrow, I think, as well, although not as much sun tomorrow, although we can't complain with temperatures like that. 62 in Hartford right now, 57 in Chester, and low to mid-50s at the Connecticut shoreline. We are already seeing some of those clouds that will visit us later tonight into the day tomorrow off to the west, especially through western Pennsylvania. So again, not as bright tomorrow, but overall still looking good. For the news at 11 tonight, temperatures will be dropping back through the 40s, and we'll see overnight lows in the 30s as we head towards daybreak tomorrow. And look at tomorrow. We're doing it again. 56 in Milford, close to 60 degrees for the Hartford area, 57 for the high temperature in New Haven, 59 in Norwich, close to 60 in Windham. And we're also looking at temperatures that will be close to 60 in New Britain and upper 50s for Winstead and Torrington. Overall, a real beaut. Heading into Thursday, it remains mild, very similar temperatures, upper 50s, but you will need the umbrella occasionally. So we're timing out the chance for some rain there, and another round heading into the weekend that could start off as something wintry for parts of the state. We'll take a look coming up.
Okay, Rachel, thank you very much. Well, a Tolland nightclub is open once again tonight after it was shut down last week for allegations of prostitution.
Now, owners of the Electric Blue Cafe are speaking out, calling these claims absurd. Fox 61's Emma Wolfhorst joins us live in Tolland now. Emma, why is the club now back open?
Well, Ben, Jen, this is all possible through a specific part of Tolland's town code, which allows a business to continue operating while the appeals process is underway. Electric Blue Cafe filing that appeal yesterday after the town of Tolland ordered them to close for 30 days. Now they're back to normal business tonight.
This is absurd, just absurd. I tell you the truth, this is so humiliating for everyone.
Emotions running high after the town of Tallinn ordered Electric Blue Cafe to close for 30 days, suspending its license as a result of prostitution allegations.
So we were completely shocked when we heard that there was a raid going on, and we were even more stunned when we heard that what were the charges.
Homeland Security and state police completed a search warrant at the strip club Thursday as part of an ongoing investigation into claims of prostitution and human trafficking. The club's management are outraged.
This can mess up somebody's reputation for life. This club been here for 35 years. How would anything like that would go on for 35 years?
They claim these allegations are false, saying they only hire people 21 years and older, and employees undergo background checks and sign extensive contracts.
We know what business we're in, and we know what's right and what's wrong to do.
And in 35 years, have you ever had to fire anyone or had any of those allegations?
Of course, we never had allegations like that. Any even little suspicious, fired out the door.
Tallinn town officials say they were expecting the appeal and are currently considering all options. Electric Blue Cafe is hoping this is all a misunderstanding.
We always had a good relation with the town, so we hope they just made a big mistake, and we hope we can come back to what the relationship, friendship, or whatever was before in this town.
And according to the town, the club will be able to continue operating as normal until an appeals hearing with the Tallinn Town Council, but no word yet on when that will happen. For now, reporting live in Tallinn, Emma Wolforst, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Thank you, Emma. Well, new tonight at 6, Senator Richard Blumenthal is calling on the FCC to provide independent and private cell service to domestic violence victims. Senator Blumenthal says domestic violence perpetrators often take advantage of shared cell service plans to continue their abuse by cutting off their victims' ability to communicate with family. Current law requires the FCC to have rules on providing survivors access to subsidized broadband and phone service, but Senator Blumenthal wants them to expand access to those very options.
Well, both the men and the women's UConn basketball teams are headed to the Sweet 16. The women coming out on top against the Baylor Lady Bears last night. Now they're headed to Seattle to face 3rd seed Ohio State. And the men are off to Vegas after winning against St. Mary's over the weekend. There they will play against 8th seed Arkansas. Fox 61 Sports Director Jonah Karp will be heading to Vegas to follow the men's journey. Coming up at 6:30, we're hearing reaction from fans right here in Connecticut. Very exciting time.